Welcome, ladies and gentlemen of the old world. I hope you're all doing well, and today, my friends, we're back with a community showdown here. It's going to be Lizardmen versus Khorne. We have the Dread Saurian facing off against the Exalted Bloodthirster, which is quite fun for sure. I mean, who doesn't like seeing, big monsters fight? It's the spice of life. It's really what makes Warhammer great. Nobody wants to watch Marauder Horseman and Chameleon Skinks and, all that boring stuff. Just give us Godzilla and King Kong and, everybody will be happy. So, Saur Spears, Skink Cohorts, obviously going to be pretty good at holding objectives on the side. And even though Lizardmen are considered to not be like a top tier faction, I think they do have some strength with quick objective capturing capabilities, considering their Skink Cohorts, which cost 300, 46 speed, big capture weight. They can get there quick and they can certainly grab objectives. Now, obviously, if you're going to be going with a big dino, you're going to want healing, so we got the Rev Crystal as well as a Life Salon. And Life Salon is really good because Dwellers Below is also just incredibly broken, right? And in Khorne, especially on a map like this with like weird choke points, can do some serious damage to those bad boys. Now for Khorne, Shielded Warriors are great, good against Chameleon Skinks. They pretty much outclass all of the Lizardmen infantry. Yes, a Temple Guard can beat a shielded Khorne warrior, but really it's not like a amazingly effective trade. And the Temple Guard does cost several hundred gold more, if I'm not mistaken. The Exalted Bloodthirster is not a bad idea. I still am a big fan of Valkia. Her anti-large is really, really useful against dinos. But I mean, yeah, if this guy gets in there with Deathbringer active and just gets some big blows, he's going to do some work. But getting through that much healing is brutal. If I were to see my opponent like deploying like this with just like a Lizardman like mouth breathe blob, which is my favorite, not an insult, I love to play it myself. I would probably just maneuver around. I would go to the other side points and try and do that. But what's kind of cool is here is you can see Lord Baconbane is already kind of planning for that a little bit. He does have some armor-piercing mobility, so it's giving him some tools to play against Khorne's mobility. Now, these are going to be the Colossedon Hunters. These are the anti-large, and these things absolutely dunk on whatever they fight. I mean, if they fought that Exalted Bloodthirster mano a mano, those guys just went fisticuffs. Yeah, these guys would win, for sure. The Colossedon Hunters would just tear them to shreds, and they would not be having a good time. Salon Mage chilling out. Khorne going to be grabbing the side point, and it looks like maybe moving to the side point as well. We get some Chaos Warriors of Khorne with dual weapons. We get the Chaos Warrior Halberds moving over there to give them a little bit of independence against big dinos. We'll have to see how this all unfolds. So we'll do some fast forwarding while the armies get in position and posture a little bit. The Flying Goon Squad coming over, and where are they going to take the engagement? We do see the other Ripperdactyls coming out, and it looks like they're going to try and get a fight here. Ooh, a little breath attack with the Juke as well. And we see Furies coming out to help. Furies actually do good damage against, the Ripperdactyls, because Ripperdactyls don't have good melee defense. You can see only 18 on these things, 25, I think, and then 32. Yeah, okay, maybe a little bit more than that. But, yeah, still, the Furies do good damage against light armor. So if you get like 3 or 4 Furies fighting these things, they certainly can do some work. And now here on the side, we're going to be seeing Saurus battling Halberds. Halberds would win eventually, simply because they're just so chunky with their armor. And you see the 110 armor here is no joke. I always thought they had like 100, but I guess it's more than that. Chaos Warrior dual weapons going to be maneuvering around the side, and it looks like the Ripperdactyl squad's going to be coming in to give them the dirty, and that will be quite nasty. And in response, Khorne's going to be coming out with their new and cost-reduced Minotaurs, which are actually quite good. I think that Khorne Minotaurs are a staple in a lot of matchups. Anti-large armor piercing, and yeah, for the same reason Colossedon Hunters can rip apart an anti-large unit, so too can the Minotaurs of Khorne. So Furies hustling over to help out. They do land on the back of the Halberds. This is the basic Ripperdactyl variant, and they are taking quite a bit of damage from the Halberds, giving a little bit of damage back. And will the Colossedon Hunters fare well up here in the sky? They don't want to be fighting against the Furies. Granted, of course, they will win it, but it's still going to be a little bit more damage than they would like to take. And the other Ripperdactyls here might get sandwiched. Could be a little bit of an L for the Lizards, as they are very rooted in the middle. And we see the Banana Slon's going to be rolling over on his motor scooter to help out as the Saur Spears just hold back these Khorne Warriors. Maybe they have the edge now, considering the trading, but yeah, really rough engagement for the dinos. And oh no, he used the Toad Rage. He popped it, so that rampaged him, and they landed down on the Minotaurs. Oh no. It's like one of the roughest starts ever, but you know what? Rough starts are always fun because it's interesting to see how people recover and kind of face adversity in these games. Now, the Dread Saurian's going to have to get busy, and this is Khorne's playing the correct way. They're just avoiding the big blob, going to the side points, forcing these monsters to bounce back and forth, and then when said monsters leave a point, they can send their very cost-effective infantry to go start fighting on that point. That's basically the game plan, but big advantage for Khorne. Beautiful play here by Nick. He was able to get some good trading, and the Chaos Warriors of Khorne with dual weapons will easily outtrade Saur Spears. Fury's not going to be as useful, I guess. I mean, it's still nice to have them, but I guess if you get Fury surrounding Skink Cohorts, they should be able to kill them. And the dinos are really going to have to figure it out and get some good trading here. In the middle, what do we see the dino summoning? It looks like it's going to be some Feral Cold Ones, some Saurus Warriors with shields to head on over to that point. And yes, here are the dreaded Skink Cohorts holding, while the Saur Spears, a little bit better. I mean, I'm sure they're happy to fight Minotaurs, but with the dual weapons here, it's going to be quite nasty. So Dread Saurian's taking a sweet time. Despite having 60 speed, it's like that scene in Austin Powers where the guy's getting run over with the steamroller, where it's eventually going to get you. Dwellers Below. Yeah, not a bad cast, honestly. The Saurus are on death's bed. Might as well cast it there. It's going to hit some of those Chaos Warriors. And, of course, the Dinos do have their healing, as Fleshhounds try and get us around on the Bastiladon. But Fleshhounds do not have good armor piercing. And the Feral Cold Ones, the Clever Girls, are actually not a bad tool against Fleshhounds. I think Fleshhounds win head-to-head if they get the charge. But without the charge, the armor on the Feral Cold Ones may be enough to kind of help equalize that fight. As the Skink Cohorts fighting under the Bastion of the Shield of the Old Ones. No, it didn't quite reach them, but it did hit the middle units here, and the Aura Pretzel going down. But this looks like it could be a big fight. Banana Salon getting attacked, but I can't tell you how many times I've seen those giant Chunguses rolling around in their motor scooters, and I thought, oh, that guy's going to be an easy kill. But suddenly I look at their HP, and they're like, oh my god, that thing has like 8,000 HP. It has like defensive auras, all sorts of crazy stuff. And the Dread Saurian is, you know, battling Minotaurs with Grey Weapons. Not great. Halberd's coming in, but we'll see what kind of damage the Dread Saurian can do. Obviously, there's a lot of stacked healing here. We have the Rev Crystal, we also have the Earthblood, and a Regrowth coming in, so yeah, there should be ample healing. But Clever Girls do get taken down by the Fleshhounds of Khorne. Value trading is going to be favoring the forces of the Blood God. Clever Girls coming around the side to probably rear charge into the back of the Chaos Warriors, and nothing is going to go up here to go after these Chaos Warriors. Yeah, that's a really tanky position. Definitely just focusing on these sides. It's going to be the more important thing. So, it would appear another Dweller's going down. Dread Saurian, you know, still doing work against these Minotaurs with great weapons, and then some of them are actually broken off. Dwellers Below going down as well. But Dwellers Below, I think it does friendly fire damage, I'm not sure. It looks like it's not hitting that guy. As we do see, it really pounds a lot of these units, and the Dinos are starting to creep back in value, and you could see how much healing the Dread Saurian has got. Earthblood heals for 0.80 per second. I believe the Rev Crystal is 0.50 per second, but it has a longer duration, so I think it's like going to be healing over 1,000 HP on the Dread Saurian easily, like 1,200, 1,500 HP per pop, which is crazy good. So Chaos Warriors of Khorne now going to be pushed off the point, and suddenly the Lizards are like, hey, that went pretty good. Let's see how we can do here. So going to be moving over to the point. We do see the Ripperdactyls coming out, and again, it's cool to see players fighting through adversity, and the forces of the Blood God are going to be routed off the objective by the nasty Lizard Blob, which is very, very exciting stuff to see. But will Khorne come back from that fight? They're certainly ahead in terms of value, and on the objectives, you can see currently the Lizards have 594 to Khorne's 398. And if Saurus aren't like not one of the best units in the game, they hit hard, but Saurus do have good leadership and a big HP pool. So they're pretty good at just having staying power on an objective. They'll fight for some time. And of course, they're going to be getting the Primal Instinct, so as they get beat up, they become even more annoying to get rid of because they get physical resist, and they get a little bit fightier. And now the Dread Saurian's on its way back over with the Salon. Really good Dwellers this game. He's gotten about 1,500 value. And here, the Ripperdactyls chasing off the last of the Heretics, so they're going to be chasing down the Minotaurs. Big weapon strength, should be able to easily take care of these Chaos Warriors. And might need to come back, though, because the objective is still being held by Khorne. So those Ripperdactyls for Lord Baconbane really need to get over there and take out those Khornate Warriors. On the other side, Saurus Warriors on their way in. We do see a big chunky banishment coming down, so the banishment's going to be pouring through all of these Khornate units. As the Dread Saurian continues to hustle, he's pumping them lizard legs, and he is hunting down the Exalted Bloodthirster, who has gotten how much value this game? About 1,600, but much of which has been healed. And it looks like Khorne was able to wrestle the middle objective. Very, very good play there. So using those good, sustainable Khornate infantry, he was able to get in there and enjoy his best life, as we do see the Fleshhounds of Khorne battling against the Bastiladon with the Rev Crystal. How could it be great for them? The Blood Statue despite won't do a whole lot of damage, but the Banana Salon plus the Bastiladon there should be able to hold their own. Unless, oh, these are Chaos Knights of Khorne. Okay, I love it already. So Chaos Knights are a bit of a strange unit. I mean, you look at them and you're like, holy shit, their stats are great. They should be linebackers. But in my experience, especially when there's a Dread Saurian on the field, they're always going to have a bad time. Probably what you do here is you get the Chaos Knights to go wherever the Dread Saurian isn't. So you come over here, you support, you have it fight, but like Ripperdactyls too, the Clossodon Hunters will give those Chaos Knights the absolute business. Now in the middle, Saurus Warriors still holding good capture weight. We can see Objective 2 does favor Khorne, but not by that much. Now that the other Saurus have gotten onto the point, you can see Khorne only has a 0.50 advantage, and yeah, some of the Khorne units are now routing off, which is going to be giving the capture weight advantage to the Dinos. And it seems like Khorne is really struggling to deal with the Dread Saurian blob. They're just having problems dealing with wherever it goes. It's just causing absolute havoc. More Clever Girls coming out. Skink Cohorts as well as Saurus Spears. And the Velociraptors able to hold their own against the Fleshhounds, as we saw earlier. More of them are going to be on their way in. Fleshhounds here, standing a little bit idle. Those ones do crumble down. And yeah, once again, the Dinos are just going to wrestle this. They're like, hey man, have fun with my Dread Saurian. This thing's great. So the Dread Saurian currently at 2,000 value. Going to be turning around the Dread Beast. Looks like it's the Godzilla versus the Kaiju here. Oh, it's going to be a glorious fight. I wonder if they have any sync animations. Oh, that's kind of cool. He like jumped back and did this whipping animation there. But the Dread Saurian will absolutely kick this thing's butt. I mean, the Shredder of Lustria is probably one of the scariest monsters in the entire game. Not only does it hit like an absolute linebacker, but it also has missile attacks on its back that apply poison. So in terms of a duelist situation, it's going to be mitigating a lot of stats on your opponent's units. And the Ripperdactyls once again looking to strike. Feral Cold Ones hunting down the old Exalted Bloodthirster. So, side objective, how's it looking? Looks like it's still under the control of Khorne. The Chaos Knights have done it. Very, very good play with the Chaos Knights, able to get them to the point, chase off all the skinks. But they're going to be forced off the point rather quickly here. As soon as the Star Spears make it over, they're going to have to pull back. Because Chaos Knights are not going to trade well into, semi-elite spears, nor will they trade well into being rear charged by Ripperdactyls with their really good armor piercing. The Dinos do manage to get the middle. Khorne, though, does have the value lead in terms of score. So Khorne is at about 900, Lizardmen at 675. Dread Saurian extending pretty deep into enemy lines, going to be attacked by the big boy here. So the Exalted Bloodthirster trying to get his money's worth, trying to beat down the big dino, but not having much success. And I don't think we're even that close to the healing cap. I mean, it is, I don't think we can see the healing cap from this perspective unless it was like a live game or something, but yeah, that's brutal, man. Dread Saurian just tanking this entire army. 3,000 value. It's not often you see the Shredder of Lustria pay for itself, but in this case, I'm sure it will. So Star Spears battling Chaos Knights. You can see Chaos Knights take quite a bit of damage. Star Spears going to be able to anchor that one, and we're still in the territory where the Dinos will win on the double cap. So what is Khorne's response going to be? I don't even know what they have in the reserve. Maybe they take the Exalted Bloodthirster and some Furies over there and try and kill with the Chaos Knights and try and kill the Star Spears? Send some Chaos Warriors with shields over there, maybe some dual weapons to go fight those guys. Because it just seems like every time they take these prolonged fights versus the Dino Blob, the value is actually now even, which is really bad for Khorne. Because Dinos have probably healed about 2,000 to 3,000 value in this game, if not more. I mean, in the beginning, they were behind by so much. Oh no, he got greedy. The Exalted Bloodthirster is now being surrounded and beaten on by the Dread Beast of old. So the Dread Saurian is going to be going after the Exalted Bloodthirster. He's wavering, and you know demonic crumbling is no joke. It is pretty serious. They take a ton of damage. So he's setting at 3 leadership. Khorne going to be setting up some Minotaurs with Great Opens, but I mean, good luck. They're not going to have fun against a wall of Saurus. The Rev Crystal healing the Dread Saurian. We saw what happened earlier. Chaos Knight's going to be getting tagged by the Blood Statue of Spite. Very, very good play. And the Lizards have 2 spear units on this side objective, so Khorne's best bet, I mean, I don't know. Nothing looks easy for them now. Granted, they do have a bit of a point lead. We can see that that's actually really close. Man, Lizards will win in 5 minutes and 57 seconds, whereas it's 6:44 for Khorne. So it's like a less than a minute game in terms of it being contested, right? Big Demon, he's about paid for himself. Really, really good activation here of the Deathbringer. Deathbringer going to be going after the Bastillodon with a lot of armor piercing, and it's getting its damage in, but yeah, I think the Bastillodon's been able to kind of do his thing this game. Minotaurs with Great Opens have already accrued some pretty massive value against the Dread Saurian, which is approaching its healing cap here. And it looks like the Dinos are going in for the kill, trying to actually kill the Exalted Bloodthirster. And the Dread Saurian's actually kind of pinned up by the Minotaurs. Minotaurs do have good individual mass, so the Dread Saurian is struggling to push through them. And what will the Dinos be bringing into the middle? Just a legion of lizards. So we see the cohorts coming in, and the Colossodon Hunters are probably going to be the Bane backbreak. It's going to be the Lizardmen picking up Bane and dropping Batman over the knee here, as we do see the Anti-Large coming in. Could pop Toad Rage right away. Exalted Bloodthirster is going down. He's going to be banished by the champions of the old ones, as he crumbles back into the ether from whence he came. So Unstable Binding, 500 leadership, taking a lot of damage. Colossodon Hunters probably going to be rear charging into the Minotaurs of Khorne. I love seeing Chaos Knights though. Really, really cool stuff here by Nick. And only 600 value, classic Chaos Knights, but they are just so cool looking. I feel like you deserve some style points for that. You know, I never noticed that Knights of Khorne were wielding axes. I always thought they had swords. It's pretty cool how they have a big axe. It gives them that unique flair, but yeah, they'll be great against these type of units. I mean, even in their beat-up state, they could probably 2v1 this, but the Colossodon Hunters came in and just absolutely destroyed this position, and Khorne is going to be trickling out units now. We have the Chaos Warriors here. I think they should have pulled one of their Chaos Warriors from the high ground earlier to help contest the middle when it was like a closer fight. Again, a pretty small mistake, not something that's like super significant, but I think that is going to matter. So as we fast forward here, I see absolutely 0 chances for Khorne. There's still a Dread Saurian in the battlefield. The Dread Saurian, he might not have known that he was going to lose on points, so I can understand him fighting. It's not easy to do the mental math. I couldn't have done it. I would have kept scrapping for sure, thinking I maybe had a chance, but at this point, the Lizards have a good stranglehold. On the side, we do see Khorne maneuvering in with a bunch of Fleshhounds, and the Colossodon Hunters going to be chasing over to go for a triple cap, while the Saurus and Dread Saurian just cackle in the middle. However, Lizards laugh. I don't know. I think there's like a funny gif of like Mazdamundi laughing or something, but cohorts holding it down. Lizards are, look at the points, look at the point differential. Khorne trying their best, but Lizards get the triple cap now, so that's going to be the nail in the metaphorical coffin of the Blood God. GG, well played. Awesome game by Lord Baconbane and Nick here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one, and we will take a look at the breakdown. It's always fun to see the value in these Godzilla battles. Like, oh yeah, like that guy got 6,000 value. It's like remember when you used to play Magic the Gathering when you were like 9 years old and you got like a creature that was like a 9/9 or a 10/10. Like a Devouring Strosis or something like that. That was what it was in my time. But 6,000 value Dread Saurian, the big man. 3,000 on the Banana Salon with the Dwellers, obviously crazy good. Colossadon Hunters probably didn't do badly either. Great game. Great game. And yeah, Nick's build just, it was good. It had its answers. I think the Chaos Knights are a weak link. As much as I hate to say it, probably more Minotaurs with Grey Opens, like 3 of them in your build. Maybe mix in more Halberds. I think Halberds do well enough against Lizard Infantry that you can bring them as like a baseline troop. Marauder Horsemen Throwing Axes are also probably needed here too, like more of them. But yeah, it was a really good game. Super well played to both players. We'll see you guys next time. Take care of yourselves. And that is it for today.